headache was going away. The clamp was letting go. All right, so now here's Hillary Clinton glorifying bringing in millions of Muslims, millions of those south of the border, no matter what they do to this country. I want you to listen to Grandma in clip 10.
Supporting families with paid family leave, earned sick days, and affordable child care.
Who's going to pay for it, you witch?
It's a necessity.
Why don't you and your husband pay for it with your ill-gotten, stolen money?
And that brings me to another important family issue. In those first 100 days, I will send a proposal for comprehensive immigration reform to the Congress.
So here she is pandering to the illegal alien mobs at this Hispanic conference, giving away the store. And you're going to pay for it? Why don't they pay for it? Why don't they take it out of the Clinton Foundation? Here's another story. In New York City, there was a Cleaver attack by a man, no name. I had to search this for a day. A man in New York City attacked NYPD cops with a meat cleaver. I knew once I saw the New York Post covering up the name, I figured right away I could figure out what the man's name was. So, we don't know what it was. We had to check it out. So Jihad Watch checked it out, and it says Muslim attacks NYPD cops with meat cleaver, previously arrested for carrying knives near synagogue. You hear this? Are you listening to what I'm saying to you? The suspect was 32 years old, according to NBC10.com, has 15 prior arrests, including one on August 27th, after he was found carrying knives near a synagogue. This is the kind of Muslim you want in America? Criminal attacks New York cops with a meat cleaver before being shot and critically wounded. Suspect attacked because his car was booted when he parked in the middle of Manhattan Street by James Wilkinson, Daily Mail. This happened yesterday. The Queens man, again the New York Post hid his name, who allegedly hit an off-duty NYPD detective in the head with an 11-inch meat cleaver during a dramatic Midtown Manhattan confrontation, has been identified as Akram Judeh, 32. Judeh was shot multiple times on West 32nd Street near Penn Station by several officers around 5 p.m. Wednesday, after a dramatic case that culminated in 3 officers being injured. The detective suffered a 6-inch gash from his temple to his jaw, while Judah was left in the hospital in critical but stable condition. You see, police were called out in New York around 5 o'clock after Judeh was seen trying to pry a boot off his car on West 31st and Broadway. He's believed to have been sleeping in the vehicle. Oh, well, I see. It was New York's fault. He's a poor Muslim. He had nowhere to sleep in that vicious city of New York. So he was sleeping in his car. They had no right to boot him. He had every right to pull out a cleaver. That's the way they do it in their home country. He had every right to pull out a meat cleaver. He was just trying to protect his property. Pull out a meat cleaver and flees while waving it around. A sergeant attempts to stop the vermin with a taser while they ran through the crowded area, but for reasons unknown, the taser had no effect. Oh, we'll go into that one. So the officers chased the vermin through the heavily patrolled area to West 32nd Street near Penn Station, where the genius jumps on the grill of a stationary police car. Now, an off-duty detective, not a member of the ACLU, not a professor of law at Columbia, but an off-duty detective who was heading to Penn Station, sees this Muslim slimeball and attempts to tackle him, at which point cops say the Muslim hit him in the face with a cleaver. Officers tried to talk him into dropping the weapon, police said, but he refused, at which point they fired 18 times, hitting him with multiple bullets. He's still not dead. It's like Frankenstein. 2 other cops sustained non-life-threatening injuries from this one crazy man. But, of course, the newspapers don't tell you anything about his background. Both the cops and the attacker were taken to Bellevue Hospital. The detective was hit in the face and is said to be in serious condition. Oh, I have some comments about taking him to Bellevue Hospital, but I can't say it on the radio show. Anyway, you got the picture. The New York Post reported about man attacks cops with a meat cleaver. Shuts the city down. That's all. Savage says Hillary's deplorable is the backbone of America, but Bill Clinton deported their factories. That's the headline from Scorched Earth. It's a sad situation because the world is about to change in our lifetime. Now, I've been saving this for a while because it's very inflammatory, and I have to tread this one very carefully. I had to wait till the migraine was under control. everything, all the systems were normal. I'm checking all my instruments in my head. I saw this morning, and I said, this can't be true, but it's everything I feared. Okay? So I see the article about Boise, Idaho having more. Here's the headline, McClatchy. This U.S. city has more Syrian refugees than New York and L.A. combined. What? Why would Boise? And then they show a picture of who they are. You ready for this? Please, don't get mad at me. Take a guess who Obama's been favoring from Syria. Remember I said 99.7% were Muslims, 0.4% were Christians? But there's more to the story. It explains why he hates Russia and Putin. I've tried to tell you it's all about a certain social issue. Are you ready for this? You ready for this story? Shadi Ishmael, shows the picture, gets a kiss from his boyfriend, Ian Guthrie, while washing dishes in their little home in Boise, Idaho on Friday, September 9th. Ishmael, a Syrian refugee, says about his new life in Boise, I didn't think I would be alive. I wish everyone had what we have. Despite resistance by Idaho's top political leaders, Syrian refugees have been poured into the Gem State since October 1, all of them settling in Boise. Even though the state didn't want them, the governor didn't want them, the monster, the illegitimate monster in the White House, is forcing these Muslim refugees down the throats of largely white Christian communities. Now, let me read you the punchline. While the new refugees are fleeing Syria's civil war, Ishmael feared his family would kill him for being gay. He decided to leave his homeland after his father and brother burned him with charcoal, trying to rid him of his homosexuality. No, bring more of them in. Bring more of them in. So now it reads, here in America, you don't have to be afraid, says Ishmael. You can walk in the street and nobody will kill you because of whatever religion you are or because you're gay. That's nice. So now Obama has brought in 10,000 of them, shoving them down the throats of largely white Christian communities. And then you read to the bottom of the article. I'm just reading it cold, that's all. I'm not making it up. I have to get to the bottom of the article. The migraine's coming back. Ishmael. Here. So is Ishmael, who now works as a manager at a food processing plant and lives with his California-born boyfriend, Ian Guthrie, a massage therapist whom he met at the Balcony Club, a gay bar in downtown Boise. Isn't that nice? Isn't that a beautiful love story? Isn't that wonderful that Obama's rescuing all of the gay Muslims out of the Middle East? It's just what America needs. Hard-working gay Muslims to America to save the country. My friends, here's what he says to his friends back home. Guys, he says, the system here helps you get on your feet. Not just sitting at home and doing nothing. This is what happened to me. Just be yourself, he said, and love this city, because the city will love you back. I think that is so heartwarming. Nations that sent the most refugees to Idaho from October 2015 under the monster in the White House. Democratic Republic of Congo. Yeah, we needed more people from the Congo. Syria, we needed more Syrians. Iraq, Bhutan, Afghanistan, and Somalia. The remainder of the 1,000 refugees came from Burma, Burundi, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Iran, Kenya, Nepal, Pakistan, Russia, Sudan, and Ukraine. Almost all of them Muslim. This is what your government is doing to your nation. This is, now you know what he means. The thin, shrinking man in the White House. The shriveling man in the White House whose suit size is, he's losing a suit size every month. I'm worried for him. I'm sorry. This is what he meant by transforming America. Now, if it wasn't a family show, I'd continue with my monologue, but I'll stop right there. See, I prize my show, and I prize my advertisers. I prize my affiliates. So we'll cut it off right